Hi fellow dreamers, in this video we are going to guide one of our loving dreamers in some really strange dreams that she's been having and hasn't been able to connect them to waking state. Thanks for being with us. My name is Carolina. As you know, I focus on doing children's books like these right here that promote love, unity, and peace, and I also help my followers interpret their dreams. And we do this, of course, because when we listen to our dreams, we're connecting to our subconscious, and when we share them, we connect with one another on a more profound level. So let's get started with the topic of today. This dreamer says that she has been having more dreams than ever, which is a very good thing, but she says the dreams that she is getting are very strange. The images look really weird and she's not able to connect them to waking state. So she doesn't provide us any of the images or the feelings, but let's explore this message in general, because I know that many of you have been struggling with the same thing, right? You've been wanting to get more dreams, you're getting the dreams, but now you're like, how do I decipher this? What does this information mean? So let's take a little step back. Remember, dream state is going to show us those things that we are either most concerned about, most want, those things that are deepest within us, right, that we're still holding on to. So if in this dream you're seeing a lot of really strange, really weird images and you're feeling confused, okay, if the feeling of confusion is with you, then this is very simple. We're just going to take this information and reflect it to waking state, okay? The dream is letting us know in this case that we are confused with what is going on in our lives. Maybe our heart is telling us to take this path, but maybe the mind is like, no, go over here, right? So there's a little bit of confusion with the self, and we know that this is true because if you're feeling those confusing emotions within dream state, already the confusion is what's upholding the dream. And now if the images also emphasize that even more, everything's kind of out of order, everything's wacky, it's a very clear reflection of what is really going on within you at this time. So if this is you, if this is going on with you, then one of the things we can do is bring more love to our situation. And one of those ways is to simply connect with ourselves and answer the question, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really want in life? And being able to answer that question in the most honest way possible. Now, I feel you in that sometimes it's difficult because your heart is telling you to do this one thing, but maybe the ego mind or that fearful mind is like, are you sure that's a good idea? What about all these other things? And we start listening to the mind and maybe we go this way, right? So it's going to take a little bit of practice, but this is something that we need to work on because dream state is letting us know there's some confusion in waking state on what we need to do next in life. So explore this for a little bit. But now let's keep exploring this dream. So stay with me. All right. If you have these really wacky images, but maybe you're feeling loving energy. Let's say you're feeling loving energy within the dream, but the images are very, very confusing. Okay, well, let's reflect that to waking state, okay? We know then maybe we don't know what next steps to take. There's a little bit of confusion on our life path. We know this because of the images that really confuse us in waking state. But underneath it all, we've got that loving energy. So the dream is letting us know, look, we're all right. We're operating out of love. We may not know the next step, but we're using our feelings to guide us. So we're going to trust in this. All right. See how that can have a different meaning than the one we just explored? All right. Now let's even continue to explore this further because there are so many things that can be explored with these kinds of dreams that seem confusing and seem strange. Let's take a really big step back. Remember, dream world is going to show you a lot of things. It can show you things from past. When we're talking about past, we're talking about things maybe from our past, right, when we were little. It could be also past lives. If that's something that you believe in, you're open to receiving that information. And sometimes it can look a little bit strange, a little bit weird, right? Just like the dreamer was saying that everything was looking strange in her dream, everything was looking weird. It could be from the past. But now let's continue to stay together. Dream state will also show you things of the present, okay? How we're feeling in current state and how we can reflect these dreams to waking state. That's the practice we just did earlier. Now we continue on this line, and sometimes dream state will show us things of the future. So if these images look weird and they kind of look futuristic, it is very possible that it's showing us things down the line, okay, that haven't happened yet, but that are a possibility for us, okay? Now, let's take an even further step back. Remember, dream state will show us various dimensions above and below. So it's very possible that we are like, popping into one of these dimensions and seeing the world in a completely different way, right? If the dream feels like you're not in this 3D world, but you're somewhere else in a different dimension, and that's why things are looking strange, that's why things are looking weird, that's okay too, right? But as we're exploring this, as we're exploring the dream world, you're probably wondering, okay, but how do I know where the information is coming from? How do I know what it's telling me with that? Okay. So this is going to take practice from the dreamer, okay? It's going to take a lot of practice from the dreamer themselves, because if you haven't practiced this, when you were little and things like that. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge at first, but it's something that we all have the power to be able to understand, okay? So you're going to have to connect with yourself and trust whatever's going on in the dream. So if you were feeling in the dream that this was you popping into another dimension, then you have to accept that, okay? If that's what you were feeling in the dream, accept it, okay? Sometimes when we're in the dream, we actually have a feeling of what it is. We may feel like, oh, this was a dream from the past. Everything looked really strange because I was seeing it through my childhood eyes, right? Or this was a dream of the future, and I saw things that could possibly be in the future. But then what happens is that we wake up and the ego mind wakes up too, and then we start doubting. We start doubting ourselves and we start doubting the dream. So this practice can also be a practice to really trust yourself and trust your dream language. Now, as we're exploring this, think about this too. Whenever you're having a dream that seems confusing and you don't understand the images, one of the things that you can do to better understand your dream language is to start practicing this. Okay, very quickly, you write down the images, okay? If you see, strange images or whatever, try to describe them. Try to describe them to us. If you have particular feelings, okay, write down the feelings so that way we can guide you better. Go ahead and explore the colors. Any kind of detail that you can get from this dream, go ahead and write it down, because that way you can understand how dream state is talking to you. You're going to start to see patterns for yourself, okay? Maybe you're a person that has a dream language that is very symbolic, okay? So maybe this looks weird to you because you're like, what the heck do these symbols mean? And maybe you haven't taken the time to explore what those symbols mean to you as the dreamer, okay? Remember, if we don't practice understanding our dream language, it's going to seem like almost a foreign language, okay? And it's just because there's a little bit of a disconnect there because we haven't paid attention to it in so long. So that's why I always talk about how important it is to write down your dreams and to be as detailed as you can, especially when you first begin this process and this journey, because that way you can really see how dream state is speaking to you. And you're going to notice that once you have a good grasp of it, you're going to grow with your dream language. Just like whenever you learn another language, the more that you practice it, the more proficient you are with it, the more you start using big words and whatnot. Same thing with dream state, right? The more that you practice your dream language and understanding what your dreams mean to you, the more elaborate that they will be, the more information that you will begin to gather and pick up, because you're becoming more used to it. You're learning from it. So just know that if the images and stuff are looking weird, it could just be because you haven't practiced it in a while, and that is okay. Remember, this is something that we can all practice and we can all learn our individual dream language. Now, the last thing that we'll say on these kinds of weird dreams and things like that is that, don't underestimate your feelings. Oftentimes we underestimate our feelings, and we try to focus so much on the images and the symbols that we forget the feeling that is sustaining the dream. Remember, the feelings that are sustaining the dream, that is what's really going to guide your interpretation. Remember that this is going to take a little bit of practice, but the more that you start practicing and listening to your dream language, later you're just going to be able to flow with your dream. You're going to understand the message, you're going to feel it, and then you're even going to feel what to do with this information for yourself in waking state. Now, the last kind of tip that I'll give you is that if you want to have more dreams that are a little bit more, I guess, calming, a little bit more relaxing, you can do things in waking state to help prepare yourself for dream state. And I've done a bunch of videos on this, but one of the things you can do is simply practice your breathing, right? Practice your breathing so that way you can stay calm, cool, and collected throughout the day, and then this will begin to reflect in waking state. You can even do meditation if you're so inclined to do so. Meditation is wonderful because it allows you for, moments of just being conscious and aware of yourself and being with yourself in that moment, right? So this same kind of practice will begin to reflect itself in waking state. You will have more dreams that are peaceful, that are calming, and you'll be able to explore dream state in an easier way because you're operating out of that state of love, unity, and peace, right? So the more calm and chill we are, the more that we're able to stay in the dream longer and explore more if you're able to have those lucid dreams. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful. This is just kind of a little recap of those dreams that seem strange and that maybe we don't understand what they mean. So let me know if this helped you. Let me know if you have other questions and put them down below. If you'd like us to do a video response for you, simply request video response and I'll do my best to include yours in a video. Now, if you want to start this dream language conversation with your family, we do have our little children's and family book, Lupita and Her Magical Dreams. This is available on my website and on Amazon. And this little book will essentially begin that conversation so that way kids and families, parents can start understanding what their dreams mean to them. But guys, I hope this was helpful to you all. Please keep in contact. I will send you more information on these various dream questions that we're getting. I'm doing my best to answer them. And remember, we're going to be on TikTok live, this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I will see you there. I will be doing some TikToks in Spanish because our Spanish speaking community is also growing on TikTok, and I'm finding it a little bit difficult to do English and Spanish on one live. But let me know your thoughts down below. I do appreciate your guidance on that. I would appreciate you actually letting me know what your thoughts are on that as the viewers. How would that feel like to you if I did a live and did English and Spanish during it, or if it's best to do one live in English and just have more people in English and I speak in English, and then have a separate one in Spanish? Let me know your thoughts down below. I really do appreciate it. But okay, I'll leave you with that, guys. I send you a huge hug. I send you love, unity, and peace, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you for your support and love, fellow dreamers. To continue to support us, you can go to our website and purchase our wonderful Lupita books. They're in English and in Spanish with highlights. Also, if you're interested in our wonderful and fun artwork, you can purchase that here directly from me, or you can go to our wonderful Redbubble store. We have our artwork there on stickers, cups, all sorts of fun things. You can also find our very fun little bags for yourself. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without your wonderful pillows, so that you can go to sleep and have more amazing dreams. But I want to thank you, dreamers. Because of you, we continue to do these wonderful videos, and we continue to grow our loving community. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.